Did you know that in 1973 the world was on the brink of an economic catastrophe and the main weapon was not tanks or missiles but oil? In the 1960s and 1970s, oil was the lifeblood of the global economy. Developed countries such as the US and Western Europe became dependent on cheap imports from the Middle East. However, the political situation in the Middle East was complicated. The Arab-Israeli conflict was escalating, and the United States openly supported Israel by supplying it with weapons during the war. This move enraged the Arab countries belonging to OPEC. OPEC, the oil cartel that controls most of the world's oil supplies, announced an embargo on oil exports to countries supporting Israel, including the US and Western Europe. At the same time, OPEC reduced production, which caused a drastic increase in oil prices, from $3 per barrel to over $12 in just a few months. Developed countries that relied on cheap energy were plunged into crisis. Queues at gas stations, fuel rationing, and skyrocketing production costs became commonplace. The embargo exposed the enormous power that countries that control energy resources wield. The US, which had dominated the global political scene, was forced to face the fact that its economy could be paralyzed by the decisions of oil-exporting countries. The crisis forced the world to rethink its energy strategy. Developed countries began investing in alternative energy sources, such as nuclear power, and increasing energy efficiency. The 1973 oil crisis changed the world forever. It showed how dangerous dependence on a single source of energy can be and how fragile the global economy is. Although the embargo was lifted in 1974, its effects were felt for decades, from economic slowdown to inflation and geopolitical changes.